Got 5 minutes. That's okay.
Yeah.
And we're live. Gentlemen.
Wait. Sean?
How's it going tonight? Well, we're all taking sips.
Yeah, good and you?
Pretty good. There's an empty spot here, and I don't know why. No, Kurt's grabbing beverages and shit. So
No, I thought it was because it's Saturday and we've left the space empty for Benny.
Oh, Benny would be good to have on tonight. Oh, well, maybe next time. Sorry, Benny. But yeah, welcome, guys. What's it like being the number 2 live podcast in Canada?
I don't know, Sean. What's it like?
I got to admit.
Everyone knows we're number 1.
Wow. We're huge.
So,
I shared our listener feedback with you. People have heard of you.
I don't like it at all.
What are we impostering? I don't get that term, but okay.
Clearly, you're impostering our drunken rambling style.
Oh, of course.
We pioneered that.
I didn't know that was a patented style, though. But no, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started gunning around, I went and copy and pasted your show notes.
I came to find that out. Yeah,
it's a formula that works.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, The nice thing is by copying our show format instead of say like some of the other like the number 3 live podcast, you don't have
Before
the hour.
We name the number 3 live podcast and we give them free airplay. Sean has neglected to mention the name of the number 1 live podcast of which he copied. So if you haven't heard Canadian Patriot podcast before, if you've only been listening to Sean's show, you should go back to our back catalog and listen to Sean on Canadian Patriot podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, it's luckily
okay. Now, who's the number 3 live podcast? Now that I got our name in there,
also known as the Podcart Slamfire. But it's a good thing you didn't copy theirs because then you'd have to have Trevor on to talk about what he did in guns, and there goes your whole show.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that takes up all of your airtime.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is. We're all here having good fun, and you know what? We all fill a role that's definitely needed, and we each do it a little differently, and that's why I reached out to you guys to come on the show. And you know, I don't mean to tug on your necks too hard here, but you know, you guys were the reason.
No, keep going.
Yeah, at least let us finish. Yeah.
But like, in all seriousness, I started the podcast, you know, mainly because every Monday night I would leave your show angry as fuck, just talking about the Liberals, and I'm like, I don't want to leave a show angry because then my wife is mad, and then my son's mad at me.
That's fair. Yeah.
So that's the main reason. So miss you guys though. It's good to have some familiar faces on the show for us anyway. So
no, and I like that you're a different approach than what we have, because we have it's always the same, and we're always complaining about the government in predominantly the same way, but every week there's a new set of stories about how the government has done something completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
No shortage of material there.
No.
Yeah.
What are we on, year number 5 of CPP or what?
Yeah, 5 years in October, I think.
Well, yeah, I guess Andrew started the show pretty much right when the shiniest of ponies got elected. Yeah, and had 2 or 3, maybe 4 episodes in before I kind of jumped in with you, something like that.
Yeah, and then you and I have been pretty well solid on there since, and we've had lots of other people come and go, and we've had a bunch of fairly regular people.
Yeah,
regular panelists.
And like I was pretty regular on there for a few months anyway. And then
you were on there for a while.
You even called in from your car while driving across the prairies.
Yeah, that didn't work out too
funny.
Well.
Yeah, it was a good time though.
Well, like you guys would get started like whatever Eastern time, and that would be like, you know, right around 5 o'clock my time, like right now. And so sometimes it just wouldn't make sense or wouldn't happen. So I tried to make it work, and sometimes it just didn't work. But anyway.
Well, and the time zone thing is hard. I mean, we are a massive country, or at least we're 4 massive countries pretending to be a confederation.
Yeah.
But props to Ian for making it work, because he's in the worst spot. Like, doesn't he, like when you guys go live, doesn't he have to start at like 4 or 3 or 4 or something like that?
6 o'clock his time.
Yeah, but like
What?
it's okay.
About 6.
Oh,
Yeah, it's okay because BC is so beautiful.
excuses. Yeah, full of hippies. Apparently, full of gun-loving hippies. Apparently, according to that.
Well,
that's fine.
What do you call it?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
wild.
you saw that article? The Green Party's all like in favor of gun owners then?
And
well, not the
gun
whole party.
owners with home defense is a thing.
Okay, yeah. So not the whole party, but like one Green Party member that's like, I don't know. I guess they're trying to like shape some policy.
I'm all for it. I will vote green if I have to.
Oh, I will not.
Oh God, no.
The green
would trap, man.
Like
clearly.
You guys think the West has been decimated now?
Yeah. No
wait if that drunk Elizabeth May gets it, or anyone from that party gets it. It'll be a fucking apocalypse out here. Like,
oh yeah.
But a little accelerationism never hurt anybody.
So
acceleration,
acceleration, yeah, from a Chevy or a Dodge.
So why don't we tell the gracious listeners, all 17 of them, right now, across both platforms, who the hell are you guys? Why don't we go with Gavin or Andrew? Who cares?
Uncomfortable silence.
We're from Ontario.
Yeah,
I guess that's a key feature.
We won't hold that against you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I hold it against Gavin. Gavin, where do you live?
I live just outside of the shithole known as Toronto.
So if we're going to hate somebody, it should definitely be Gavin.
Speaking of home defense.
Yeah. I live close enough that, you know, I can hear the gunshots, but far enough away that I can't smell the powder. How's that? Is that a...
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Good Lord.
So you don't live right in Letterkenny then? That's
no.
That's just the background.
I've been out that way. One of our other panelists that's not here does live in around that area. I don't want to name names.
Starts with an M and ends in Artie. Is
that?
Anyway.
But I guess I don't know. Yeah. Do you want to start, Andrew?
All right.
Age before beauty.
So my name's Andrew, and this is 0 days sober for. Oh, it's not that kind of a.
No.
Okay.
We're drinking too, so.
It's proper 12 is good.
Yeah. So I mean, I grew up in Ontario. I fingers crossed can leave this hellhole of a province at some point. In real life, I work in industrial automation, so I do a bunch of computer stuff. In not so real life, I play a really angry guy on the internet that complains about the government, and I shoot a lot of guns.
Good combo.
And you like to kick people out of helicopters.
I mean, I'm just saying, if we're going to extrajudicially commit violence, doing it via helicopter is not the worst plan.
Agreed.
And you guys have a podcast.
Once upon a time,
Sorry.
Yeah, so we've got the podcast. We do Canadian Patriot podcast, like you said. We've been doing that. I looked it up. Episode 1 was October the 26th of 2015. So we're just about 5 years now. We're 255 episodes in. Usually we do a show on Monday nights. Yeah. We've had a lot to drink. My office still smells like the time that Gavin and I had strawberry daiquiris.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever doing that again. But we're 255 episodes in. We usually do a show on Monday nights. It's usually live on YouTube. It's usually complaining about the government, of which they give us no end of material. And since COVID, we've gone to a 2-show-a-week format, although we've tried that in the past, and it usually doesn't work out. But with not having to commute for work, and I'm not going to say my newfound free time, but like with less time spent commuting, less time spent away from home, there's opportunity to do a second show every week. So we've been doing that, and we've slightly altered the format. So one day a week, 1 episode a month. We do a book club now. So we've got our book and rifle club. So we've done books like Jack Donovan's The Way of Men. We just did Robert Heinlein's Starship Troopers.
Great book.
Make Your Bed.
This past week was William McRaven's Make Your Bed. Next month will be 1984 from Orwell.
Yeah, I mean, I guess going way back in the catalog, we used to try to do some topic episodes, and I guess that was back when like the government was. I don't know if they've ramped up the stupidity or we've just become more in tune with it. I don't know what it was. We used to try to throw some of those in. I mean, we had some pretty interesting guests of it, long distance shooting and then all of these other things. And then the government just kind of went really sideways. Yeah, we just can't. I mean, we could probably record a show every day and not run out of information.
Like 100% do an hour every day on silly things the government has done today.
But, it just started to get too much. And I mean, I like having these sort of now little canned episodes that are about something not political for once, despite being a political podcast.
Yeah, we kind of got that way too. We were doing a lot of ranting and raving about political shit, and we thought, okay, enough of the negative.
There's already a podcast that does that.
Well, right.
And even we don't want to do it all the time.
That's right. So, no, right on. And like I said, you guys have, inspired us to do this, and we're between the two shows because we rebranded, part way through. What are we at, about 50 some episodes now or something like that?
Yeah, it'll close be somewhere there. Yeah.
I think we might need to start another one, and we're going to call it Second Focal Plane. And what we're going to do is just critique every episode that you guys put out.
First Focal Plane?
Canadian Patriot Podcast reacts.
Yeah, Western Canadian Patriot Podcast. Yeah. That'd be funny.
What the fuck is in Rooster's beard?
Yeah.
Tonight.
Why am I hearing chirping? Yeah.
Wait, is this a chirping free podcast?
No.
Is
chirp
going on you?
No.
Chirp away. But you guys also have another side hustle. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, we've got an OnlyFans page.
You could check out my OnlyFans. Damn it! Gavin and I spend
way too
more than enough time together.
Our phones, I think, are starting to think we're the same person.
Do we just become best friends? Yup. Yeah. We're going to do karate in the garage? Yup.
Yeah. We spend a little bit too much time together sometimes, I think, or at least that's what our women folk remind us of. So,
yeah. We're starting to become one person.
Yeah.
Slowly. Our other business.
Gavin's beard is getting longer.
And Andrew's hair is getting shorter.
Yeah. Slowly becoming one person, which is fine because eventually when my wife leaves me, it'll be Gavin and I together forever in some sort of like heterosexual relationship.
Yeah. Inside of our multicam palace.
You lost me.
Two sexually repressed gun owners that just hate on the government the whole time. That sounds like a terrible idea.
It's just a divorce.
I'm just saying, Gavin will never leave me. That's
right.
No one will love you as much as I have.
Exactly.
John,
so our
the phone's
our
on
other business.
That's great. Anyway.
But I'm pretty sure with the facial recognition, Andrew can unlock my phone and I could probably unlock his.
It's true. All I'm saying. We keep getting the Facebook auto tag your pictures thing, and it's like this is. I'm like, no, that is definitely me, but that's a good try.
Yeah.
Nice. Right on.
So our other business, when we're not complaining about the government, is teaching people how to shoot for reasons that are entirely unrelated.
Yeah.
Definitely 100%. I'm legally obligated to say this. Unrelated.
Yeah. It's all about competitive shooting.
Yes.
We teach people how to shoot better at Ragnarok Tactical. Mm-hmm. We travel around. We've been out east. Gavin's been out west. We've gone all over Ontario, and we've trained people to shoot guns more good.
Where did you go out west and you didn't call me? What the fuck?
We were out for the charity shoot when I was teaching people how to plug bullet holes or other holes, I guess. Yeah.
When you did the Stop the Bleed course, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't make it.
That's sort of our. That's our niche for our retail business. Outside of firearms training, we also do first aid supplies and tactical accessories, and we do stop the bleed instruction and all of the necessary traumatic supplies, the things that you're not buying at your local Rite Aid or your Shoppers Drug Mart. So we sell a lot of tourniquets and hemostatic dressings, and we can get a lot of other more exciting medical products. Like Gavin's got his BVA. So we've got like a
NPAs.
thing that breathe for you. Nasal pharyngeal airways if you want to stick an airway up somebody's nose. If you really want an oral pharyngeal airway, I will get you one, but I do not recommend. Like it is.
Yeah. Also,
very,
do
very
not
invasive.
recommend the NPA was invasive enough. Can confirm, not fun. And that's how I learned the hard way that my nose hole is slightly smaller than the average person's nose hole.
Get in.
Right. No.
The trick is lubrication and strong language.
Yeah.
Yes.
And preferably the person on the receiving end being unconscious.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they fight back less. The struggle is not as real if they're unconscious.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Sounds like a good Saturday
we do a
night.
bunch of instruction on pistol and rifle, carbine, really semi-automatic carbine. So it used to be the AR-15. Obviously, the Ordering Council has affected Ragnarok Tactical in a very significant way. COVID was bad enough. We didn't have any training booked for the summer because of COVID. And then the Ordering Council, and most of my free time is tied up in legal proceedings as a result.
Yeah. But, we'll hopefully be able to teach on the AR-15 again soon. If not, we will teach on any redacted rifles. I don't want to name names because, we don't need them added to the list.
Exactly.
But I'm saying you might want to look into Ava Nagila.
Yeah.
So we do a bunch of firearms instruction with that. We brought on some new instructors in the past year, so we're going to be offering more IPSC focused courses. Our style of shooting, the way that Gavin and I have been teaching the last couple of 5 years, is more that the tactical, practical style of competitive shooting. I'm very big into the service rifle and service pistol disciplines. That's what I compete at, is mostly short and long range service stuff. So we take that, we apply that to
sorry, Andrew, like ORA, CQB, and that sort of style.
Yeah, ORA, CQB, Dominion of Canada service rifle, and we shoot a bit of long range stuff. Gavin shoots a bit of long range. What are you out past a mile now?
A mile, yeah. Just a quick answer to Joe. Off the top of my head, no, I don't know anyone in Vancouver Island, but if I'm out that way, follow us on Ragnarok because I travel a lot for work, and I'll put on a class out there. Sorry, he asked twice.
Yeah, and for those of you audio listeners, I don't know if you can understand from Gavin's question, but Joe on the Facebooks says, is there anyone who teaches stop the bleed instructors around Vancouver Island? So it sounds like he wants to become a teach the teacher kind of thing.
Yeah, we can figure something out. But yeah, so yeah, I do a little long range. So yeah, my longest now is a mile.
So
nice.
Yeah, we do a bit of long range shooting. Gavin does his American style long range.
Yeah.
Going to Utah.
Yeah, you go down to Utah, right?
Next. Yeah, I go travel down there. I travel a lot for doing training on all kinds of weird things. So yeah, Andrew is the service style shooting guy. I'm the more clandestine operations guy with some of the things I learned. Lock picking, safe cracking, how to make shivs, how to hide shivs, and then long range shooting and, some home defense type stuff.
I'm more about just shooting. Basically, all I do is shooting.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, that's really
some
my
shooting and some stabbing. Yeah.
Gavin has many hobbies, whereas I have basically just the one. I basically just do a lot of shooting. But we recently brought on a couple of guys to help do more IPSC style pistol shooting, and we brought on another long range instructor who runs some long range competitive stuff. That's going to be trying to get some more courses on with that, so we can expand our audience a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and you guys were preeminent in starting. What's that tactical shooting league called that you guys started? Ontario Practical Shooting
Missile. League? Yeah, the Ontario Practical Multi-Gun Shooting League, of which Gavin and I both sit on the steering committee.
Nice. You and David too, right? David's on that too.
Dave's on it.
Right.
Tyler is on it. Liberal Tim is on it. A couple other guys that aren't on the podcast are all on it. Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, this
great last year. Yeah, this year. Yeah, yeah. We're hoping to get at least like 1 or 2 matches coming up in like October. But yeah, with the OIC and just people having babies.
Oh, tell me about it. That's the worst, hey? Kids, everything
should be outlawed.
I can say that I have a child, so and it's really fucked up my shooting career.
Yeah,
in the best ways. But anyway.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I have a very understanding wife. So my shooting career has been more or less unimpacted by dadhood.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, and your kid comes out to the range every now and again.
It's true. We're trying to get him used to it. We got his first little rifle going. He's got a one of those little Savage crickets.
Oh yeah.
So we're trying to encourage the responsible firearms ownership, and nothing's really a mystery in the house. He knows where the guns are, and I don't think he really understands what they are, but he knows what he knows where they are, and he knows they're not a thing that he's allowed to play with, and he knows that when I'm doing gun stuff, he wants to come and be involved, or like when I'm in the garage reloading, he wants to come and watch.
Yeah, and he thinks that we pop balloons at the range.
That's true. Yeah, pop balloon.
Yeah. and I'm his hero.
It's true. It's true.
Or maybe his dad.
He definitely ran up to Gavin recently thinking it was me and got super confused.
Yeah. He got close enough and realized I wasn't Andrew and was like,
oh, if I had $1 for every time that happened.
Yeah. This guy's way too Armenian to be my dad. That's your background, right?
Close enough.
Sorry.
Albanian, but easily confused.
Albanian, they both start with A. It's okay.
Yeah, we both have a bunch of like AKs that we just carry around and shoot up in the air and shit.
You do that.
See, that's why he gets me confused for you.
Yeah.
The AKs.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we do a lot of that kind of stuff. We're involved in shooting leagues. I run a bunch of stuff with the Ontario Rifle Association. What else do? We do Stop the Bleed. We do retail sales. We've got our website. We've got the courses. We've got.
Well, you guys sell arguably one of the best brand of boot that I've ever worn. The Altama. How do you say it? Altama.
Yeah.
Altama. And I'm a big fan.
I love them.
I've got 2 pairs.
Well, I wanted to order a multicam pair, and Andrew was like, distributor's out. Sorry.
Yeah,
well, I will always get more back in eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah. I bought a pair before we even started selling them, and I was like, man, these things are awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
no, they're
the
definitely
tactical Chuck Taylors of sneakers.
Well, okay, I'll tell a story about those. So I went. I don't know if you guys.
Sweet, we can get autistic about shoes for once.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So I went hunting with them this last year. The mid, not the low cut, but the mid cut. So, and I thought, I'm like, oh fuck, those are the only boots I brought. I am not gonna have a good time. So I tried. They weren't necessarily the grippiest on freshly fallen snow going up a cut bank, but they kept my feet dry. I'll tell you that, So you got to go back and listen to the old Gunning Around show days, and I told that whole story.
Right, yeah,
a deer on my shoulders, crawling it up a cut bank in 3 feet of snow, uphill both ways.
That was gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would not recommend the over the beach shoe as a winter shoe. That does not.
No. I forgot my actual pair of hunting boots back in Regina, and I was 4.5 hours away.
Yeah,
that's pretty key to your kit.
Yeah, you can go back to our back catalog and listen about what we did the winter bug out, and that's what basically fucked it all for Tim was that his boots didn't work, and it was like a foot of water everywhere because instead of being minus 30 like it was supposed to be, it was like +2.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Well, and if your feet are wet, you're wet.
Yeah.
And if your feet are cold, you're cold. So
that's the one thing I can't stand. I can be soaking wet everywhere else, but if my feet are dry, I can be out there all day.
Yep.
If they're wet, it's just miserable.
I mean, we do have a solution for that too. We sell waterproof original SWAT boots. We also sell winter insulated waterproof original SWAT boots.
Yeah, and Gore-Tex pants and jackets and hats.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
Rain gear is important.
Yeah.
So have your guys with COVID? Has your guys' sales picked up then, like retail sales and that sort of thing?
It's been weird. I don't think it was related to COVID, but for some reason, by the middle of May, we completely sold out of body armor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like the sales picked up right around May 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then by about May 15th, we were all sold out. And I've only just recently got body armor back in stock.
Yeah. Weird.
Nice. Level 3 anti-swelling coating.
Oh no, like real, like not level, not the steel ones, but rather it's aluminum hydra whatever amrid wrapped. So it's like high density polyethylene with something else in it. So we got level 3 plus and
plastic
level 4.
with something to make
level
it
4 multi-curve. Oh my.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
The level 4 multi curves are a little heavy. But they're like aluminum oxide amrid wrapped, so they are very good. Multi-hit rated for armor piercing 30-06.
Well, and they're ceramic. They shouldn't be too heavy.
Well, they're 7 and change pounds a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 7 and change. And the
7 and a quarter, so 7.15.
Yeah. So I mean, compared to like body armor back in the day, where you're like, this will stop a 22 handgun round. And it's 50 pounds a piece. Sold.
It's my first pair of level 3 pluses that was like 14 pounds a plate.
Yeah.
Jesus. Imagine packing 2 of those things on and then 40 pounds of gear and hiking through the desert, eh?
No, I'm good.
No thanks. I
pass. As long as you have a pair called comfy old Thomas.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Go with a good solid outdoor hiking boot for that. Which
we get those have all that weight, yeah.
But yeah, we sold out a bunch body armor right away after the ordering council, and we've been having a pretty good sale on first aid stuff. On medical supplies has been going along consistently. I wouldn't say it's crazy or anything, but orders are steady. Up, which is nice. Because
nice.
I expected a lot of people to be out of work and we'd see a drop in disposable income. We're not selling a lot of the same tactical products that we sell before. We're a big high-speed gear ink dealer.
Yeah.
So we sell a lot of tacos.
I was just gonna say, did you start a taco truck? Because
like I get Danny Trio to come by and like wave in front of the house because we have a lot of tacos.
Nice.
But the tactical stuff has slowed down a little bit, but the medical stuff has picked up. So I'd say we're still seeing a good amount of sales. We're not really impacted by COVID, but it's just the basket size and the product, like the popular products, have shifted slightly, which is nice to see that the people with the disposable income are buying more of that traumatic first aid supply. That people are being a little bit more prepared.
Yeah. Well, I guess with seeing all of the crazy riots happening in the U.S., maybe that's inspiring people to maybe get a little bit more prepared for things up here. Not that I think that we're gonna have anything that crazy up here, but like better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah.
No, but I think
a couple of tourniquets goes a long way to peace of mind, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, you buy it once, it lasts years. So, like, I mean, if your life isn't worth the $35 plus $10 flat rate shipping and theft, or whatever it is, $38 off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think a cat's like $38.99 or something.
Yeah,
but we've got a couple of different tourniquets. Well, I mean, like, how much medical stuff do you carry around in your car? I mean, Gavin's a little bit more outfitted than your average bear, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess I do volunteer search and rescue and stuff too. So like, I keep a full trauma kit in my car that's got 3 or 4 tourniquets and like 3 or 4 of everything. So I don't know, several $100s, if not $1,000, like all told when it's tallied.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry, go on, Andrew.
I was gonna say, as same kind of situation for me. Like, I don't do the awesome community service volunteer search and rescue stuff like what Gavin does, but both of my cars have very complete IFACs with like enough that I can deal with a couple of multi-vehicle collisions.
Yeah.
So we're probably $300 or $400 retail for each vehicle, with hemostatic dressings and multiple tourniquets and flashlights and nasopharyngeal airways and
it's the hemostatic
APRN.
stuff that's sort of like.
Yeah, the hemostatic stuff gets expensive, but you know what? I like not bleeding to death.
Yeah, it's preferable. Yeah.
So, do you guys outfit a lot of like professional like EMTs and that sort of thing? Like,
We don't do EMTs.
Okay.
We do a little bit of work with law enforcement, small agencies that don't go out for tender because they're only buying 10 of something.
Yeah.
We don't really. We're really aimed more to that competitive, prepared, tactical shooting person. You're very prepared hunter, not your Elmer Fuds that are out there, but like you're a very prepared hunter. The guys that are working with radios and carrying IFACs and that sort of thing. It's kind of a niche market. It's not exactly the most popular, but I mean, we've also seen university professors buying tourniquets recently because I can see their email address and I know where they work. So when somebody at University of Toronto is buying like half a dozen tourniquets, it's like, okay, you're not one of the bad professors.
No,
I can get with that.
The use of tourniquets is slowly catching on now that people are seeing their, stuff happening, and like a guy getting his bicep blown off and a tourniquet on it and he didn't die and stuff like that. Like it's starting to get out there that these things are not, if you put it on, you're instantly going to lose that limb and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of bad information out there about tourniquets and tourniquet use and all of that.
For sure.
It's starting to get accepted into the general population that these are a necessary like trauma first aid thing, and that they're not something to be scared of, and that they work and they work well.
Yeah, it's getting to be better. We don't really do a lot of agency stuff. We do a little bit of small law enforcement agencies that are under, purchase orders under $10,000 that don't have to go out for tender when they're buying. Like we had a SWAT team for a local agency that wanted to buy tacos for all their guys. All of their guys is like 16 people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we're outfitting Toronto, right? It's not like hundreds of people, but it's like, we want 2 tacos for every officer.
Yeah.
Right? That sort of...
Well, back from when I was on the show, when I was ordering from you guys then, when I still had disposable income, and compared to now... Yeah, I just had the child. It just hadn't sunk in yet.
Yeah, he was still spending like he was...
Yeah. And it's like, you guys are carrying a lot more lines. Like, I remember your website had like 10 total products on it, and now there's hundreds. Like,
well, I don't know about hundreds. Well, maybe when you figure out the sizes and colors. But I mean, we started out, people would come to courses, and they'd ask, what should I get? And I got tired of sending them to other retailers. I'm like, well, nobody in Canada has this stuff, or they have it, and they're hard to deal with, or their shipping rate is terrible, or like, they're on the other side of the country and they're going to charge you. I literally I had to buy one of those stupid social comfort masks for work because of the nature of my employment, my day job. I had to go and be in a place with people, which is about my least favorite thing. Yeah. But I bought a social comfort mask and I finally found one that came in multicam. And I was like, sold. Because it was like a $20 or $25 mask or something. Not terrible. Multicam, all that good stuff, and they overnight FedExed it was the only option. So it was a $25 mask that cost me another $25 to ship it. Yeah. It's like, you are not a good retailer. I would not be buying this if I could not expense it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a secret to anybody that is. buys anything to do with guns in Canada. I mean, maybe like not the FUDs that like literally just go to Cabela's or Bass Pro and buy like a hunting rifle and that's it. But like anyone that's like into guns and like either built their own AR or like 90% of the firearms retailers in this country suck balls.
Yep.
Like there's no one-stop shop. Like there's no like Brownells where you can kind of find everything you want. It's this guy will sell you this piece, but even then he won't have like a full line catalog of all of the things from this vendor. So you're inevitably to build something, then need to go to 3, 4, 5 different places to get the thing that you want. You know, and I'm not saying that like Ragnarok is at the point where like we have everything you could ever want, because that's not possible at the moment. But it's frustrating. And then you get other people where you place your order on Monday and the damn thing doesn't ship until Friday.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Or you deal with outfits that list everything on their website, whether they have it in stock or not. You place the order, then they order it with the manufacturer, and then like you finally get the damn thing like a month and a half later, or like sometimes they don't have it at all and they don't bother to call you and tell you, you know, and it's a nightmare dealing with businesses. And we try to not be those people.
No, for sure. And if you guys, you know, want something, all they got to do is ask, and you guys can special order, because you got a lot of lines and stuff, and they might have to wait a little bit, but you know, you'll accommodate, right? So, hey, Luke,
we do, and we try. Yeah, let's deal with Luke's thing.
Yeah, Luke Godin. Godin, he's got a question for you. More of a statement, I guess. I recommend purchasing a tourniquet. Luke, you spelled tourniquet wrong. Google that shit,
That's
buddy.
okay, he's French. It's fine.
Get past it. You know what he's
and he's from New Brunswick. We know Luke.
Yeah.
He says, I recommend purchasing a tourniquet that your local EMT service uses. Example, here in New Brunswick, they use soft T. Soft T by? Oh, there's Miles.
Yeah.
Well, answer that question, then we'll get Miles on.
Yeah.
So, yes, we sell Soft T. Soft T are one of the, I'm going to say there are 3 reputable brands of tourniquet, of which we sell 2. Cat is, I think, far and away the most popular and most well-known. The Soft T Wide is another popular tourniquet, of which we also sell that. And then the third place is the recently approved SAM XT tourniquet, which recently made the TCCC Council recommended list for tourniquet use.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for answering, man. Miles, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
You putting out fires right now or what?
No, I'm on here right now.
Nice. Well, part of our deal with Call Sign Guys is that we're going to bring Miles or whoever on for a quick 5-minute, 10-minute tack tip. And this is the first live episode we're doing that on. So welcome, Miles. Thanks to the show. Thanks for coming on the show. What do you got for the listeners tonight?
Yeah, so being the first pro tip, I guess, call it, for your podcast, keeping it simple and keeping it to the basics and building that foundation off the marksmanship principles that I'm sure you guys have heard me talk over and over about. So
never gets old, though.
Yeah, not quite to ad nauseum, but
we won't touch on all of them, obviously, but the first one being how we say the position and hold must be firm enough to support the rifle. And what does that mean? In terms of layman's terms, and pretty much it's exactly what it says. It needs to be in a position that's steady and firm enough, but not to the point where we're putting and inducing human error into it, such as torque into the pistol grip or into the back plate. So keeping it simple onto the pistol grip, I'm sure you guys have at one time too have put the death grip on one of the pistol grips on a rifle or on even a conventional stock, over squeezing that pistol grip, and that's how we induce a lot of torque into the rifle system. Those pistol grips and stocks, conventional stocks, are made in a way just to pretty much give our hands and fingers placement and direction. In order for us to make a good even squeeze back on that trigger. Okay, so lighten up on those pistol grips. I tend to really go fairly light on mine. using very minimal force at all. Pretty much just wrapping my hand around that pistol grip if I'm shooting the pistol grip. And that's basically there just to give my fingers direction so they don't go off on their own. Does that make sense?
Clear as mud, man. So what you're saying is don't white knuckle that grip.
Yeah.
Like you're holding on to your cock, your dick holster. You
Exactly.
just loosen that thing, right? So
keep it light, nice and loose, right? We're not trying to mitigate recoil from that like we are in a pistol. All the recoil is coming back into our shoulder, and our body's going to mitigate that recoil for us. Second to that, talking about that quickly, I'll steal a little bit more of your time here, is keep as much of the butt in your shoulder. Far too many times, too, from our students, from inexperienced to experienced shooters, we see that shooters keep maybe like that 3/4 of the butt to 1/4 in the butt, high or lower into our shoulders. We're not using that full surface area of that butt. When we do that, or when we don't do that, what happens is we tend to dip in our rifles, coming down in the back end, and we start flying shots high, usually higher to the left or to the right. All right, our rifles tend to dip down in the back end where we are supporting the rifle with a shooting bag or a sock or whatever we have. In the back, our rifles will tend to dip down if we don't have it all the way in our shoulder. Okay. I'm saying that to mitigate that, what we want to do is jack up our bipods if we have to a little bit. Okay. It's more important to have a good surface area on your butt. If that means we have to come up a little bit on our bipods in the front, so be it. Okay. That's my my shooting pro tips for this evening.
Well, that's awesome. Well, cool. Right on. And you'll be at Tabor this next week coming up for that course, right?
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah.
Is that sold out yet?
I believe so. I believe we sold our that we wanted to, and we may have 2 more spots opening them up.
Okay, cool. So if people want to sign up for that, or where can they keep an eye on to see if a spot opens up?
Yeah, if they want to sign up, go to Gothic Line Armory. Go to their website, gothiclinearmory.com, and you can sign up through there. They're gracious enough to be hosting us for that weekend, and we're quite excited to be getting back on the range with them.
Nice.
They are definitely good fellas. I've had the privilege of having a couple of beverages at a few different places with them. So
yes.
I'm sorry to hear that, Gavin. Okay, cool. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
All right. Cheers, guys. Have a great night.
Have a good night. Talk to you. Fun.
Then, Sean, you're going to get Andrew and I those 2 spots, right, as for coming on to this show? Right?
Yeah, not all it's going to cost you is $900 each, and your airfare both ways.
For us.
Yeah, that was awesome. He just come, for a guy like that to come on and share his knowledge, especially, just something as little as that. Just keeping that butt firmly in your shoulder is just something you don't really think about, right?
No, where was this guy when we were out in New Brunswick, Andrew?
Alberta.
I feel like this guy might have been related to the people in New Brunswick we were dealing with.
So
yeah, but he could actually recite it almost word for word out of the handbook, unlike the people.
Yeah, and nobody was forcing him to do push-ups if he got it wrong.
Yeah.
Gavin and I have a small amount of experience with the Canadian Forces instructions for how to shoot a C7 rifle, and also how to do push-ups when you don't shoot the C7 rifle.
Yeah. Well, I guess should we tell them the funny story about New Brunswick?
Yeah, all right.
Because last time I was on, I told the funny story about my steak dinner with Chris Costa.
Yeah, and how Nephilim are a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess so Andrew and I go out to Gagetown for a 2-week engagement. I went out for the first week. Andrew went for both of them. If you follow us on the socialist of medias, we're typically attired in the multicams. As per
which I'm very surprised you don't have some form of multicam on right now, Andrew. and Gavin. Oh, there we go. And they're both wearing the same pair of pants.
Yeah, you can listen to CPP and hear us get autistic about pants.
It's true.
So we go out there, and we're attired in our uniforms, as they called them there when we got reprimanded. But we had a listener of our show that happened to be a weapons tech on base at Gagetown that we met up with for beers later in the week. And he was telling us that there were rumors of some JTF2 guys on base. That was Andrew and I.
Because we definitely look like we're in shape enough to be in JTF2.
Yeah.
It's the beards.
Yeah.
It's the beards. Oh, they got beards. It must be so special forces.
Yeah. It was gold. I mean, we were there and we're in our, multi-cams, no patches, no nothing, nothing to regulation.
Yeah.
But we're kind of being led around base.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like we're important. And
or really, really lost.
yeah.
I was gonna say.
But we were basically allowed to just kind of walk around wherever we wanted. No one would stop us. And it seemed like anytime we passed by anybody, even warrant officers, they'd kind of look at us and then immediately look away. And then not say anything hey, are you guys lost? Are you supposed to be here? Just look and immediately look away.
I have that effect on women.
Yeah. That's when you look at that warrant officer and say, salute the rank, not the person.
Oh.
Oh no, that's stolen valor. You don't fucking do that. Anyway. But that would have been hilarious.
Oh, it was so funny.
Excuse me, sir, my eyes are here. Yeah.
It was a very strange engagement with our friends at Gagetown.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Well, there you go. Cool. So what do you guys got coming up? Do you got anything coming up? Any courses or nothing booked?
Nothing. We've got COVID bonanza going on. Coronacation continues.
Yeah. We are trying to get some long distance stuff done, but it's hard to find a range, at least in Ontario, that you would actually even remotely consider long range.
Well,
come out west.
Isn't Meaford pretty good? Where does Dave shoot?
Yes, but we can't instruct on those.
Borden? Yeah, there's some difficulty with, not that we have a problem being on a military range, and not that I can't politely ask to run an event for the ORA on a military range, but there's this whole thing about making money at military ranges that they frown upon.
Yeah. And so any private range that we would be able to instruct on just doesn't really have that much distance.
I know a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
Someone's asking where you got your sweet, sweet flag, Andrew.
Yeah. Friend of the show, Jesse.
Jesse, you want to check out Blackbird Industries.
Yeah.
They're vets, they're good people, and I don't know if the multicam Black Ensigns are in stock or not. I got mine on a pre-order when they first announced them. I think they're making more.
Out of the States?
Yeah. Canada?
No, Canada.
Ooh. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, cool.
I think they might even be Western folk as well.
I never even heard. Oh, they got some cool stuff.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, yeah.
Right on. So where?
Yeah.
Go on.
I'd say go check out us for flags, but we don't really sell flags.
Yeah. You could check us out for medical supplies and all the tacos you could ever want. We even have, I think, the remaining multicam Alpine HSGI stock.
Right. I have all of the unissued multicam Alpine that they found a box in a warehouse, and I bought it all because our account rep is a good guy, and I got him drunk in Vegas. He's like, "Hey, it snows a lot in Canada, right?" Yeah. Well, I got this box you might be interested in. Okay.
Nice. And those are just singles, right?
we've got 'em all,
Single
Pat.
tacos and a bunch of belts, and I think there's a couple of doubles left.
Multicam
Yeah.
Alpine. There it is, all in lowercase. Like you just slap it up. Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So
Wait,
you
what?
can get some for hunting, Sean.
No
We could
kidding.
even try to get you a special pair of multicam Alpine Altimas that you could wear and have a whole kit. You'd be the coolest dude on the mountain.
You would
That's
be
for sure, eh?
on the mountain.
On
The
the mountain,
hill, maybe.
the cut bank of Console, Saskatchewan. You see your
It's what,
dog.
like 10, 15 feet high? Like,
Actually, it was more like 40
oh,
But,
yeah, it's definitely a mountain for you guys. Shit.
for sure. And that's a cool pattern. Definitely. The blaze orange would stand, my head would stand out like a son of a bitch. Kind of defeats the purpose of Alpine Camo. But hey, why not? When in Rome.
Then thank you for your purchase, Jesse. I hope you are enjoying that AR sling, or at least did enjoy it when you could.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still take it to the safe and play with it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Just don't break the threshold,
You
I
think-
guess.
You fondle your sling
Amongst other things.
amongst other things.
Don't know
Are
why
you
you're
guys
judging
going
me
to,
for this.
Are you guys going to shot this year?
If the border's
I
open.
don't know. Hadn't really talked about it, but I imagine
Well, there's so
if
far
you
it's
go-
not in January.
if you go, Gavin, what'll this be? This be your like 5th or 6th year going?
Oh, I think it's like 6 or 7.
6 or 7 now?
Yeah.
This was my plan. I was planning on making a triumphant return this year. I took this year off because of the baby, and I was thinking that 2021 I'd go
Yeah.
get drunk with my friends in Vegas.
Yeah. I got to trigger more people open carrying down in Nevada, too. So,
Oh, that'd be sweet.
oh, dude. So,
Can you
another
open
funny-
carry in Nevada with a New Hampshire concealed carry permit?
you can open carry in Nevada with no permit.
Really?
Nevada is constitutional open carry, except for inside of a car in North Las Vegas, where there's a municipal bylaw that prevents you. On the
Okay.
street, it's fine, just not inside of a car.
Makes sense.
But we, so myself, Angela, Benny, and Dave were all down this year, and we went and got a photo of us all open carrying in front of the "Welcome to Las Vegas" sign.
Nice.
So we all pile out of the car, and as we're going, like, Angela looks down and notices that like her mag is sort of been unseated. So she just kind of like smacks it back in, right? As one does. But as she's doing that, a van full of people is like driving right past her, and the look of horror on their face as they were like, "Oh my God, she's got a gun!"
Glorious.
And then like we had some homeless kid come up and like, "Why are you wearing guns?" And it's just like,
Yeah,
like because we can.
Yeah.
Like,
because we want none of your business. That's why.
Yeah. but
Go back to your methamphetamine, sir.
yeah. But the dude that like is there and taking the photos was kind of cool about everything, and like except for the fact that he's kind of a little clueless as well. He's all into it and shit, and then all of a sudden he's like, "All right, so everyone like guns out for a photo." We're like, "No. I really don't need a photo of me brandishing. That's the last thing I need."
Exactly. And if I do take it out, I cannot reholster it without having blood all back on it. So
Yeah,
it's part of my
yeah.
religion.
Yeah, that's true. This is the way.
This is the way there. So Mandalorian Star Wars reference. This guy will look.
Yeah.
Anyway. Cool, guys. Well, we've killed about an hour. Anything else I missed? Besides you guys being the number 2 live podcast.
Well, when you
I
get
feel
up
like
to-
we have listener feedback to the contrary, but okay.
Yeah.
I
And when you
think
get 250 something episodes in, we'll revisit this.
we'll have rebranded another 3 times.
Yeah.
We'll even let you count
That's
them
good.
all as
You
one.
got to
show,
keep
yeah.
it fresh. Don't
That's right.
don't let anyone know where to find you, and then it's
That's right.
always a new experience.
We're the hipster side of the Canadian pro gun podcaster
Like
community.
fuck we are.
So you guys all shoot 6.5 Creedmoors, is what you're saying.
Hey,
Only one of us.
I've got one. Actually, I have 2.
Yeah.
I got the Axis too. Anyway, cool. Well, no, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Where can everybody find you,
Thanks for
Andrew?
having us. Best place is Ragnarok Tactical.ca. Use discount code Patriot at checkout. Save yourself some money. I should have made a podcast discount for your show, but I'm lazy and I didn't.
It's okay.
Patriot works. Yeah.
We can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gav?
I guess the best place you can find me when I'm not moonlighting on other podcasts like this one, and then our other friends on the other CPP, which would be Canadian Prepper Podcast.
Yeah.
You can find me on the OG #1 live podcast in Canada, not the Podcart Canadian Patriot Podcast, or like helping Andrew teach and making him look good, or on the Grams Urbex_GTA to follow all of my adventures as I travel around this bizarre country and the U.S. learning weird hood rat stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. Okay, later. That's an awkward.